Hello, Dan Harvey for GenArts here with a Sapphire for Resolve 101. Sapphire is a suite of over 250 high quality effects, textures and filters which greatly enhance Resolve's finishing and VFX capabilities. In this session we'll be taking a brief look at some examples from the various effect categories, starting with the Sapphire Adjust group, which adds a range of fast and effective look development tools to the Resolve grading palette. For example, Clamp Chroma, which allows independent adjustment of clamping and scaling of luminance and chroma to create broadcast safe colours or rich vibrant looks. The monochrome effect allows for subtle variations on a black and white look by allowing independent adjustment of the RGB channel weightings. Duotone, tritone and quadtone allow the creation of stylized graphical looks by remapping user-defined colours to luminance levels. As with all Sapphire effects, presets can be stored, categorized and annotated with descriptions. I'll load a preset here and mix it back to use as a subtle tint. I'll use the threshold effect to create a quick bleach bypass look here. There's a mix control included with most Sapphire effects, but when there's not, mix level can be controlled with Resolve's key output control for the current node. The Sapphire Blur and Sharpen group comprises a range of professional quality blur, defocus and sharpening tools, with possibilities ranging from photorealistic lens blurs to stylized textural looks. In this example I'll apply the rack defocus effect, which accurately simulates the prismatic effect of the lens. I'll set the required blur shape and adjust the parameters as required while viewing the lens shape or the final result. In this example I'll use the defocus prism effect to simulate chromatic aberration by adjusting the chroma fringing. The convolve effect uses the image as a blur source and can be weighted according to luminance. On noisy or grainy images, edge-aware blur can smooth high-frequency noise whilst keeping edges sharp. Alternatively, edge blur spreads the edges for a diffuse effect. Double-clicking the contextual widgets allows for easy selection of key parameters for on-screen adjustment. In this example I've animated a Resolve mask to hold back the Sapphire Z blur effect to simulate a camera pull focus. The Distort group comprises a range of procedural distortion filters ranging from a basic fisheye effect, as shown in this example, to procedurally animated ripple effects, and more complex distortions such as Vortex and Sapphire Distort, which can simulate emboss and glass effects when smaller lens values are entered. The lighting group comprises a range of lighting effects, which includes edge rays. Light leaks are useful for creating a stylized vintage film look. Glints are great for adding atmosphere to shots. In this example I'll load a preset and set the threshold value so that the effect is triggered by highlights on the water. In this example I've pulled a key and tracked a mask in Resolve to limit the glint effect to the diamond. Sapphire's lens flares are the best in their class, with accurate simulations of stock lenses available as presets and unlimited scope for customization in the Lens Designer. I'll hit Edit Lens to open the Lens Designer, where I can select from a range of standard shapes or import my own bitmaps in order to design my own custom lens. The Sapphire Render group consists of a wide range of procedurally generated textures and simulations. In this example I've pulled a chroma key on the sky here to hold back the Sapphire Clouds effect and add some detail to the sky. Now I'd like to add a stormy grade without affecting my key, so I'll add another node upstream and pipe the matte into it. Now I'd like to add some lightning with the Sapphire Zap effect, so I'll add another node, pipe in the matte and adjust the zap parameters as required. I'll finish off by adding a little motion blur to smooth it. Building complex combinations of Sapphire effects can result in quite a busy node tree in Resolve. Another strategy would be to use Sapphire's Builder to design a custom effect. I'll add the S Effect tool from the Builder group and hit Edit Effect to launch the Effect Builder. Here I can access almost all of the Sapphire effects and blend them together in a single node, exposing only the parameters I need to see in Resolve, keeping my node tree and user interface tidy. Check out the Sapphire Builder for Resolve tutorial for a more in-depth look at creating custom effects in the Builder. The Stylize group offers a wide range of artistic filters such as Auto Paint, which simulates various styles of brushwork. There's also a range of film look effects including quick vignettes, and for in-depth film look development there's the Sapphire Film Effect, which accurately emulates a range of print stocks with fine control over exposure and grain. We can also develop some psychedelic looks with effects such as Fly's Eye and Kaleidoscope. All Sapphire effect parameters can easily be animated in Resolve. To illustrate this, I've added two layers in my timeline. V1 is my background, and the foreground clip on V2 has been transformed with Resolve's Edit Sizing tool. I'll apply the Sapphire Cartoon look effect and load a preset. Now I'll open Resolve's animation editor, enable auto keyframing on the OFX channel for the current layer, and set keyframes for the effects mix parameter in order to fade the effect in over time. The Sapphire Time group includes a range of time-based effects such as flicker, trails for a time smearing effect, and random edits, which enables the quick creation of atmospheric jump cut sequences. Sapphire Transitions allows effects to be applied to edits in the Resolve timeline. In this example, the red clip boundaries indicate that there are no handle frames available to create a transition, so I'll trim the heads and tails. Now the clip boundaries are green to indicate the presence of handles. I'll highlight the dissolve in the timeline in the Resolve Edit menu, select the Sapphire Dissolve Edge Raise effect and drag it to the transition. In the Transition Inspector I can now edit my transition timing, browse for preset effects, and edit the effect parameters as required. In this final example I'm going to build a graphic sequence. I'll start by applying the Sapphire Grunge effect to a grey frame, selecting a preset, and bringing it to life by animating its parameters in order to create a background. I'd like to blend in a logo in this composition, so I'll go to Resolve's Media menu and import it as a matte, which will enable me to select it as a track matte in my node tree. I can now use it in the composition by adding a layer node and piping it in over the background. Now I'll right click the layer node and set the required blending mode for the final result. I'll apply the Sapphire Digital Damage effect to my logo, which simulates a variety of sampling and compression artifacts, great for quickly building a grungy look. During this session I've only scratched the surface of the Sapphire toolset, but suffice to say that Sapphire opens up a wide range of creative possibilities for colorists, editors, designers and finishing artists working in Resolve. To find out more about Sapphire, visit the GenArts website or check out the growing library of tutorials on borisfx.com.